Hey guys, Mr. R here, and in today's video we are going to keep building on some of those patterns we've been looking at in math. In math, we've had a video about how to attack a word problem, making sure that you read it 2 times, and there's been a video about identifying the parts and the whole in a video. This video is going to build on that, showing you how to use those parts and wholes to find a missing piece. This is a big time pattern in 5th grade math. It is going to build on the part and whole relationship that we have already talked about, and it will keep you from getting tricked when you are solving these problems. To find a missing piece, we have 2 quick steps. Step 1, combine the parts. Step 2, subtract from the whole. We'll go ahead and look at it. Going to make sure we read the problem 2 times. The table shows some information about the different sizes of pizza sold at the Main Street Pizza Shop. You see pizza shop sales, the column on the left, the size of pizza, column on the right, the portion of total pizzas sold. For small pizza, it's 0.17. Medium pizza, we don't know. Large pizza is 0.45, and the total is 1. What percentage of size medium pizzas were sold? We see here is asking us about the medium, and that's what we did not know. Let's go through and look at this for the parts and the whole, what it gives us and how we can solve this. The table shows some information about the different sizes of pizzas sold at the Main Street Pizza Shop. And what jumps out to me here in that table when I first look at it is total. Well, total is everything all together, which is the whole. We have the whole thing right here. When you put everything together, you get 1. Well, if that's the whole, that means that all of these numbers are parts. And the question asks, what percentage of size medium pizzas were sold? It wants to know about these medium pizzas. It wants to know about 1 part. It is asking you to find that missing part. To find the missing piece, step 1, combine the parts. Step 2, subtract from the whole. So step 1, combine the parts. The parts that we know are 0.45 and 0.17. Line up the dot and give it all you've got. Okay, combine, 5 plus 7 is 12. Write the 2, carry the 1, 4, 5, 6. Bring your decimal down. Do not take off and pick this answer. It is a choice, but that is not going to be correct. We have 2 steps here. Step 1, combine the parts. Step 2 is subtract from the whole. Well, the whole thing was 1.00. And then we take the parts that we put together, 0.62, and we subtract. 0 minus 2, we can't do it. We've got to go borrow. This 1 becomes 0. That 0 is a 10, but it needs to send help down, so it will become a 9. So that 0 can become a 10. 10 minus 2 is 8. 9 minus 6 is 3. And bring your decimal down. Our answer is 0.38. They have percentages over here that look strange. But I see the 38 here, 38 there. To find the missing piece, combine parts and subtract from the whole. So 38% of their pizza sales are medium. Going to look at another problem here. Remember, read it 2 times. Ellen had $21.50 to spend at the store. She spent 55 cents on gum, $3.85 on pencils, and $9.84 on a book. How much money does Ellen have left after buying the gum, pencils, and book? Be careful here. Your brain's going to tell you, ooh, it says left. Take off and subtract. Calm down. We are going to subtract, but that's not the only thing we're going to do. Let's read it again. Let's try to find if it gives us the whole or just a bunch of parts. Ellen had $21.50 to spend at the store. This is how much she had. She walked into the store with $21.50. If that's all that Ellen has, that's going to be the whole thing. It can't get any bigger than that. She spent 55 cents on gum, which would be a part. $3.85 on pencils, another part. And $9.84 on a book, another part. How much money did Ellen have left after buying the gum, pencils, and books? It wants to know how much she has left. It's asking you for that missing piece. It's told you about a bunch of the parts and how much money she walked in with, but now it wants to know how much is she going to leave with. This is another example of finding a missing piece. And to find a missing piece, combine the parts and subtract from the whole. Step 1. Combine the parts. We have 55 cents, 0.55. $3.85. Line up the dot and give it all you've got. There's one part, two parts. This problem has three parts. Don't forget about the book. Line up the dot and give it all you've got. Let's combine those parts. 5 and 5 makes a quick 10. Plus 4 is 14. Carry the 1. 8 and 8 is 16. Plus 5 is 21. Plus 1 more is 22. Write the 2 and carry the 2. Bring your decimal down. 9 plus 3 is 12. Plus 2 more is 14. And your brain's going to say, whew, I'm done. After all that work, you are not finished. Combine the parts. Step 2, subtract from the whole. The whole thing in this problem is the $21.50 that she walked into the store with. We are going to subtract and line up the dot. Give it all you've got. We're going to subtract this $14.24 here. 0 minus 4, we can't do it. 5 becomes 4, 0 becomes 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. Bring your decimal down. 1 minus 4, can't do it. So 2 becomes 1. So this one is 11. 11 minus 4 is 7. $7.26 is how much money Ellen will have left. And we're going to look at one more. Going to read it 2 times. Scott had $12.58. He purchased 2 apples for $1.13 each and 1 bottle of juice for $1.76. There was no sales tax. How much money did Scott have after his purchases? This is going to kind of throw you off, the no sales tax. Don't worry about that. It just means that if you know how to account for tax, you don't have to do it in this problem. This is really there to kind of put your mind at ease. It might throw you off. Don't really worry about that phrase. Let's look at this to see how to solve it, and to help us out, we're going to look at the numbers and find out, is that a part or is that the whole? Scott had $12.58. Well, we know he had $12.58 when he walked in. That is going to be the whole. That's all that he has. He's not going to go into the store and buy items. That's why we read it one time for a feeling, because we already know he purchased items. So he had $12.58. He bought stuff. He is going to end up with less. So there is the whole. He purchased 2 apples for $1.13 each. There are 2 parts, And I'm putting 2 parts so I don't get tripped up and only use that $1.13 just once. And 1 bottle of juice for $1.76, which is another part. There was no sales tax. Perfect. How much money did Scott have after his purchases? When it's asking about how much money someone has after a purchase, that is a missing piece. To find a missing piece, we combine the parts and subtract from the whole. Step 1, combine parts, so $1.13. We need to use it twice because he bought 2 apples. Line up the dot and give it all you've got. We've used those parts. The other part was $1.76. Line up the dot and give it all you've got. Step 1, combine the parts. 3 and 3 is 6, plus 6 is 12. Write the 2, carry the 1, 7, 8, 9, 10. Write the 0, carry the 1, and bring your decimal down. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just when we put the parts together. Now, step 2 is subtract from the whole. The whole is $12.58. $12.58. Line up the dot and give it all you've got. We are subtracting $4.02. 8 minus 2 is 6. 5 minus nothing is 5. Bring your decimal down. And 12 minus 4 is 8. Scott had $8.56 after his purchases. In this video, you are on guard looking out for the math pattern of finding a missing piece. To find a missing piece, combine the parts and subtract from the whole.